thank you, everyone that has called in for participating in this talk and meditation on, this solstice. Happy solstice to everyone. Um, the today's topic is being the center of the universe, um, and a couple of things that I wanted to go over before we get started. Um, it seems like I've been doing these for about 3 or 4 months now. Doing these phone conferences, and every one of them I've learned different things to do to make it a better experience for everyone. And for each one of them, I've forgot to turn on the record button, and so we could actually listen to the meditation and everything afterwards. So I wanted to let everyone be aware that basically the our any conversation or the meditation is going to be recorded, and when this is all done, I'll post the link for anyone that wishes to listen to it again, and also to anyone else that in the public that wishes to listen to it. So I wanted everyone to be aware that it is being recorded. Um, the other thing, I wish everyone a happy holidays and everything else. And if you haven't participated in any of my last couple phone meditations group calls, want to sort of let you know about how I usually go about doing these. I'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll get into the meditation. And then after the meditation, I'll take everyone off of mute. See, everyone's phone basically right now is muted. Means that you can't really make any noise, and it get through for everyone to hear right now. I have everyone muted. But once the meditation is done, I'll take everyone off of mute, and anybody can say anything they wish, either it be a comment or a question, or just describing your experience regarding the meditation, or whatever comes to you. So that's sort of the lineup of how we'll go about everything. Excuse my voice. I'm just getting over a cold. I've had a cold for about 3 days. It's pretty much clearing out now, but I've been drinking a lot of smoothies and eating a lot of good stuff, so it's clearing out really quick. So anyway, that's why my voice might sound a little weird also right now. But so going into everything regarding this topic, and really looking at this time period for which we're in, and the reason why this topic of being the center of the universe was chosen is, we're really in a major, say, change of, sort of like a shifting of not only, say, our personal energetic systems, but also the reality for which we know is rising in frequency, say, ascending in density. And so the main point about being the center of the universe is really getting centered within your hearts. Everyone has heard this say a million times about love is the way and being in your heart. And also in yoga, it's always said, lead with the heart. And, we've heard this a million different times. But in the same time, there's a million different ways to truly understand being really firmly anchored within your heart instead of, say, in your ego or in other levels of your being. And so the universal changes that are currently going on is, not only dealing with the density, but it also has to do with time, our perception of time, how uh, our consciousness basically perceives time, while at the same time, our our perception of our multidimensional aspects of our own being basically are expanding. We're integrating more of our what could be described as our own, levels of our God consciousness, which perceives reality in multiple levels of, say, dimensional realities all at the same time, where, say, our ego consciousness only bases and really sees things from one specific aspect and also one-dimensional level in a lot of different ways. And so, there's a lot of people that are experiencing, expanded senses of sensing and of perceiving other levels of their own being. Either they're sensing, say, other information coming in from a way that they've never experienced before, and or sensing other energies that they've never perceived before, or just altogether the overall senses of every single level of yourself is just 100 times more sensitive. So what this is, and the reason why this is happening, the reason why our senses are expanding so much and we're so much more sensitive, is we have a lot more source light flowing through the levels of all levels of our being. This means the higher levels of our consciousness are flowing through our perceptual awareness. It's continually expanding our views of really what is already in existence. All of these levels of our own, say, expanded consciousness were already in existence before. But what we're doing now is we're actually just waking up to what already existed. And so when these higher frequency energies, more source light, or you could say the more expanded energies of your own God consciousness is flowing through you, that means our manifesting power is amplified even that much more also. Whatever we are focusing on is amplified that much stronger. And so if we see any duality within our space, of course it's amplified in either direction, either light, dark, medium, gray, red, whatever. It is just amplified, whatever we focus on. And so it's to continually expand out, to not try to shield ourselves from one level of our own being. Basically, the levels that we're moving into is beyond duality. And in that space, basically, we are the light that created both aspects of duality. The light that created both light, dark, and all energies and all shades of light in between. So when we try to shield ourselves from a level of our own self, we can acknowledge that, say, another shade of light exists within our perception, but we don't necessarily have to, say, run in the opposite direction like we were previously conditioned to do, or that we might have done in earlier years in our life. Is to see that we've, in a lot of different ways, we're growing up. Doesn't have anything to do with the age of our physical body. It's we're actually going from, say, a childhood of living in the ego consciousness in kindergarten, and we're in high school now, and we're getting, up there to graduating high school. We have experienced a lot of things. And we can go from all these experiences and essentially encompass everything that we have experienced without fear, and encompass all these other energies of light, and really integrate the light that we are, that created basically all shades of light. And so, taking that in perspective, everything I just said there, yeah, that's easier said than done, and I totally agree. Just really stay focused while still living in a 3D environment with so much duality in the atmosphere, living with family, friends, and in a work environment of total, a roller coaster ride of other people experiencing their own ride. I totally agree that it's not easy. And so the easiest way to really be able to stay centered in all these other environments where we're not really shielding ourselves, we're not trying to say, go hide in a closet somewhere and hope all this passes, is that we continually expand out, embrace all that's going on. And in doing so, when we make the choice to continually to expand and encompass, embrace whatever we are perceiving, it opens our heart even wider and wider. It assists our own personal levels of our being to expand and for us to integrate these higher levels of our own being. So in the meditation, we'll go through some things regarding really some things that I personally experienced in different ways to perceive how it might be easier to encompass instead of, say, withdraw or shield or whatever else. It goes down to whatever we sort of coming up with different phrases that that really works for you, not really what I say or somebody else says, but coming up with certain phrases that might really connect with you, that really means, say, something that really brings you back to the center of your hearts, that really brings all of your energetic systems in total alignment. The different phrases of words that you use really, say, and mixing up these words, excuse me, say, sort of like using the word alignment, or just some other word that you never really use on a regular basis. These things really help us to bring our awareness. If we continue to just use the same phrases over and over, they get worn out sort of energetically. So continue to expand your, the ways that you do bring yourself in alignment with your hearts. Continue to mix it up and try to use other phrases. To go more in depth when you do a self-meditation or in other types of meditation is that you do it in different ways. What this does is it brings other levels of your energetic systems, other levels of your consciousness, and sort of it might create more what a lot of us perceive as, say, aha moments. The more aha moments we have, the more expansion we're having, because every time we have aha moment means we've expanded our encompassing view of what we perceived before. So the only way we really have more aha moments is, of course, to change up what we were doing before and the techniques we were doing and using before. So that's why I was saying about just changing up the wording for whichever, words you use in your meditations. Some other things is to continually be looking at and your perception from an observer view as much as possible. if you are observing yourself, that means you're observing yourself from a higher level of your own consciousness. And we have many, many levels of our own consciousness. So, we get into these really focused streams, almost like tunnels they could be viewed as, where our focus is so strong and that we are totally sort of unaware that we are in a tunnel. We are shielding ourselves from, an expanded view. And as our, say, manifesting power grows to really see beyond these tunnels that we see, that we're essentially viewing reality from, it's really, it takes a little extra effort to see beyond that view even more, because our focus is so much stronger than it was before. So we sort of have to come back to very simplistic reminders for us to go back into center, evaluate, observe how we're feeling, what we're focusing on. Either you do that on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. That's totally up to you, because everyone is sort of going through this phase in a lot of different ways. And so again, finding what works best for you is really what is most important. And so, sort of like that goes back to the topic, being the center of the universe. A little bit going into, say, the scientific background, regarding our energetic systems. And once I go and describe this, we'll get started with the meditation. Our chakra system, we're always talking about the chakras in the body, but, we have the 12 levels of our chakras, the 12 main ones. And then also we have some chakras below the feet. The main 12 chakras could sort of like be viewed as the 12 levels of our own personality, of our own I am personality. Each one of them has their own level of, say, expanded awareness. And when we expand out from one to the other, we're essentially connecting a level of our own light body to a chakra within our physical body, and it's activating these. So the more source light we have coming down through our being, it's automatically, naturally activating all these. The more willingness we have to expand, the more that these chakras are expanding and activating. At the same time, it's activating our Merkaba systems, which then brings our energetic systems, all together. It's all of these working in combination with one another is what ties us into, say, the grids of consciousness here on Earth. And so when we perceive, again, when we're really focused on something, either something from the past or the future, in a lot of different ways, we're actually taking our focus out of our heart center, out of the present moment, and we're really focusing on something from the past. And what that does is it's almost like if you were viewing your levels of yourself, your own energetic system, sort of like Lego blocks stacked on top of each other, and your focus, say, for a period of time was really focused on something from the past that you were bringing into the present. It's almost like taking one of those Lego blocks and pushing it off to the side where it's just not totally in alignment with the rest of them. It just brings things out of whack a little bit. What that does to our consciousness is it's almost like we just don't feel centered. we might feel like we're on, say, not completely at ease with ourselves. And also, you might perceive this or actually play with this a little bit to really see how you perceive yourself and how, when you really focus on something in the past, how it affects your energetic system. Really observe how it happens. The same thing goes if you really are focusing on something in the future. Let's say if you have 100 things to do in the today, and how, say, much anxiety is running through your body. It's like one of those or two of those Lego blocks, again, are out of alignment. You're really focused yourself in the future, it's going to bring anxiety into your body. So the more that we go forward, and all, increased flows of source light are coming through our being going into 2012, doing these measures to really bring alignment to ourselves, to be in the center of our heart, to basically be and see ourselves as the universe, that it will really assist us in staying aligned, as it doesn't really matter what happens in, say, the outside reality. If we are centered within our heart, it doesn't really matter what happens in the outside reality. We in ourselves are a universe, including all of the energetic systems of ourselves. We are the universe. We are a universe existing among other universes of other people in one gigantic universe, which we are all one of. So, anyway, those are some things that I wanted to share, and I hope that, some of what I just said, really might click and or might assist you in coming up with some ways that might assist yourself in some ways to assist yourself in staying centered in your heart, and bring in alignment to your levels of perception, and being able to catch yourself if your awareness really gets out of, say, alignment with the present moment. It's not like we continually, if we sat in one room every day and did nothing but meditate, of course we would stay centered in the present moment, and all this would be in alignment all the time. But the main, really, mastery of it all comes in is when we can recenter ourselves after we are in different environments. It's the act of coping and developing our mastery in all levels of creation. It's not a matter of, say, shielding ourselves from one level or another. It's a matter of existing and mastering and being able to stay centered within all levels. So the more that we do this, of course, it assists everyone else also. So anyway, that's couple of the things that I was mainly wanting to go over. Excuse me. So getting started with the meditation, we're going to do some things regarding aligning our energetic systems, expanding out our hearts, and doing everything we can to bring, of course, in more alignment to ourselves. So there's a couple things that I'm going to do. And the first thing is to ask the assistance of Arcturus to work through these energetic systems of these phone lines and to our energetic spaces for which we exist, that these phone lines and all levels basically are in complete alignment with our highest good and divine will. At that, there's no outside interference regarding these phone lines and our communications. Arcturus and the Octarans are the masters of technology within our galaxy, and so just assisting us with this phone conversation and everything else is pretty easy for them. So that's the reason why basically just asking their assistance with this. I've already set it up in advance, and they've already agreed to all this. So I'm just basically stating it out loud and sharing this knowledge with you also, what's going on. So get yourself just balanced and at ease where you are, taking some deep breaths and relaxed. Some deep breaths in through your nose and then out through your mouth. 3 or 4 deep breaths in and out through your mouth. I asked my I am presence to my own I am God self. Connect in with your I ams. That all is in alignment with our highest good and divine will of our I am God selves. All clearings and all aspects of this meditation that we're doing together is in complete alignment with each of our divine wills. I now fill the spaces for which you all exist with the silver violet flame to radiate out through the space that you exist, to expand out beyond, just beyond your energetic systems. So the silver violet flame is radiating out through all dimensional levels of your being. Again, all in alignment with your highest good and divine will. The silver violet flame radiating out just beyond the 12th level of your being. Down below your feet in all directions. I now ask the assistance of Kuan Yin and Mother Mary. I now state to Mother Mary and Kuan Yin to position themselves on each side of you at this time, to be on your either left or right. So Mother Mary is on one side and Kuan Yin's on the other. Everyone take some deep breaths. I now ask Kuan Yin and Mother Mary to work with each one of you individually in assisting you in expanding your hearts to a greater degree. So with your hearts and your own focus, take your awareness now with your breath down into the center of your hearts. Just let go of all thoughts, all feelings, all emotions, And with your breath and your awareness in your own peripheral view, imagine your eyes going down through your heart, down through your throat, to where you're actually seeing your peripheral view from your heart, your high heart chakra, where your thymus gland resides, to where your peripheral view is actually seeing out of your high heart. Just take another breath. Bring all aspects of your being to be focused and seeing out through your high heart. I ask now Mother Mary and Kuan Yin to assist you in expanding your heart and the radiance of light that flows out through your heart chakra at this time to a greater degree. And with your breath, see your heart chakra opening, opening, opening. Breathe in the light of your own source light and breathe it out. Expand, expand, expand. Breathing in source light, breathing out source light. Continue to release all thoughts, all feelings of emotion. Continue to work to bring your awareness, your own peripheral view, down into the center of your high heart. With your next breath, and now ask Mother, Father, Source for enhanced light quotance of Mahatma love to flow down through the higher levels of your own being, down through your monads on the 12th level, down through the higher levels of your being, down through your own crown chakras, down through your physical body, breathing it out, breathing it in, expanding it out, grounding down to the center of Mother Earth. Release all connections, all thoughts you have at this present moment with the past. All perceptions you have of any distractions from the future. Anything that brings you out of the center of this complete present moment, being centered in your heart chakra at this time. Bringing it in complete alignment with your high heart chakra now. Take a breath. Know at this split second the simplicity and simple energy that you feel in this moment is the same energy that you are in all corners of the universe at this time. Know that it is this simple energy, this simple space of nothingness at this present moment that you are in every corner of the universe right now. Know that nothing exists beyond you right now. It is this simple space of nothingness that is everything. It is all that you are in all dimensional levels of your being, in all corners of the universe. So with this simple space, simple awareness of nothingness, it is within this nothingness all exists. Now, see, feel, imagine yourself going up into the universe now. Leaving your room and just taking your awareness up, up, up into the sky. Up into the universe. Looking back, you can see the earth. With the next breath, you see the spinning motion of the universe. It's just a spinning spiral of completeness of everything within one spinning vortex. It is this spinning vortex of energy for which you are. So center that spinning vortex of all the planets, all this energy, all levels of consciousness within your heart chakra. Within your next breath, you are the universe. You now perceive yourself as the universe. You are the light of the universe. We could say it in many different ways. You're not only the light of the nothingness, you're also the light of all of the planets that make up the universe. They're all evolving and circulating, all levels of consciousness. So now that you're centered in your heart, take a deep breath. You're the center of the universe and all is spiraling. We'll now release all that no longer serves us. Again, with the assistance of Kuan Yin and Mother Mary that are stationed on each side of you at this time, and the silver violet flame that's radiating through all dimensional levels of your being. With your own will, and if you wish, you can state these out loud and or to yourselves if you wish. We're just going to go and do some clearing and also aligning of our energetic systems. Going through all dimensional levels of your being, clearing and releasing and transmuting all thought forms that no longer serve you in alignment with your highest good and divine will. Hereby transmuting to light all thought forms no longer serve you or in alignment with your highest good and divine will. Now, dissolving to light now. Breathe. Now going through your energetic systems, clearing all energies, all codings, all programs, all energies and or forms of energies in all dimensional levels of your being that do not serve you in alignment with your highest good and divine will of the I am God selves that you are. Hereby dissolving all these energies into light with the use of the silver violet flame. Now, breathe. Radiate, radiate, radiate. Continue to see yourself being centered in your heart chakra, being the center of the universe, radiating and spinning off all of these energies that no longer serve you in all dimensional levels of your being. Now going through your energetic systems again. From the 12th down, all dimensional levels, including the chakras that reside below your feet, that limit your full integration and grounding of the levels of your being within the center of Mother Earth. Within all dimensional levels of your being, hereby transmuting to light and releasing all connections, all interdimensional connections and or connections to any realm within existence that does not serve you in alignment with your highest good and divine will. All of these connections are hereby transmuted into divine love without conditions with the use of the silver violet flame. Now, radiating, radiating, radiating out through all dimensional levels of your being, seeing yourself spinning off all of these energies through all dimensional levels of your being, on all levels of your light bodies and chakras below your feet that do not serve you in alignment with your highest good and divine will. Clearing all connections and or energies that limit the full integration of your eternal light of love within your physical body. Clearing, clearing, clearing all these out through. And grounding, grounding, grounding all dimensional levels of your being down into the center of Mother Earth. Bringing all elements of your being and all dimensional levels of your being in perfect alignment in this present moment. All dimensional levels of your being in present, connected in with the center of your hearts and grounded fully down into the center of Mother Earth. Take a deep breath and expand your hearts. Expand your hearts and spin off any other energies. Any other energy and or connection that no longer serves you, simply spin it. Spin your vortex of energy that you are. Spin the universe of light that you are. In all dimensional levels of your being, spin and love and radiate, radiating, radiating, radiating through all dimensional levels of your being. Ask the system now of Metatron to work with each one of you individually, to aligning your energetic systems to be the optimal levels and perfect harmony and balance with all levels of your being. And all levels of your being are in perfect alignment with your heart centers and grounded fully down into the center of Mother Earth. With your breaths and your own personal intentions, make these intentions to yourselves now. You can repeat this to yourselves. I am that I am. Love without conditions now. I love. I love. I love. I am the universe. I am the universe. I am the universe. I release now all that no longer serves me in alignment with my highest good and divine will now. Silver violet flame on. Deep breath. Continue to radiate. See all other energies are just dissolving and or that's not in alignment with your highest good. Now, we've brought all aspects of your being in complete alignment, complete center of your heart. Know that there is no difference between you now and any other universe that exists within the galaxy. No other universe. There's no difference between you and no other universe that exists within any level of creation. Know that when this cycle of creation was started, we were just simple sparks of source light coming out to play. We were looking forward to actually taking on denser forms. We worked to make ourselves dense into dense forms so we could actually experience this level of creation. It is now time that this cycle is over. The out-breath has now changed to the in-breath, which means we are going back to home. But this is not something that's just going to happen overnight. There was a process to experience life in the out-breath in this cycle of creation, which took millions of years. The in-breath might not take as long, but it's still a process. Know that everything we experience in the coming months or years is simply part of the process. And anything that we are presented with is a simple just changing of our own environment. But know that there is nothing that separates us from our eternal light of home. We have experienced a lot of different things throughout our time. To know that we are the light that created not only this universe and all that exists within this universe, including all energies, but also we are the light that created 1,000 universes. Not just the light of 1,000 universes, but the light that created 1,000 universes at the beginning of this cycle. Know, if there's any doubt within you, that you simply breathe in the light that created 1,000 universes. And just radiate that center within your hearts in all directions of your being. Just breathe it in. Just breathe it out. Bringing all elements of ourselves in complete alignment with Mother, Father, Source in all dimensional levels. Releasing all separation, all illusion. Say out loud if you wish, or to yourselves, I am that I am, love, without conditions now. If you're faced with anything in future, or we get distracted in many different ways by different things, it is the simplicity of our center heart that basically exists in all dimensional levels. It is this simplicity that exists in all levels of creation. We are already there. We are not separate from it. We are right now existing on the other side of the moon. We are right now existing on the other side of Venus. We are right now existing on the other side of the earth in China, in the Soviet Union, Russia, Iceland, California. You can take your awareness to these places, but know within the center of your heart, you already exist there. So if you wish to change the energy and or radiate the love that you are in any level of the universe, it's not a matter of taking your attention to those places. You can do that, but at the same time bring your awareness back to your center heart. Radiate the love that you are in the center of your heart, and you will be automatically changing the frequency in that level and or space within the universe. Because it is that space within your heart that is already there. There is no separation. We are already in every corner of the universe. All we have to do is just stay aligned with our hearts and let go of the separation that we're separate in any level, not only the universe, but in any level of the galaxy or in any level of creation. I thank each one of you for being who you are. And being and willing to be who you are in the midst of change. The more of us, that radiate the love that we are in all radiations, in all shades of light. And the universe assists everyone. So, I namaste to each of you. I thank Kuan Yin and Mother Mary for your assistance. Metatron for your assistance. So with your breaths, start to bring your awareness back to your physical bodies. Moving your hands and feet, taking some deeper breaths, opening your eyes. Bringing your awareness back. Wow, that was a pretty good one. That really turned out well. So what I'm going to do now, while you all are still integrating and moving around, is I'm going to take the mute off. So everyone right now is off of mute. And if anyone would like to share anything, you're welcome to say something now. Any comments, questions, or anything you'd like to share. If there's anything that you'd like to share, if not, that's fine. It seems like every time I do one of these, everyone's sort of like a little lost for words afterwards, and I understand. I hope you all enjoyed the meditation. And again, if I did this on a donation basis, and if you wish to make a donation, all proceeds are going to buy meal cards for the homeless in downtown Raleigh. We've already, through my other sources and through a family and everything, we've already collected probably close to $300 or $400 for this. So any other donations you can make towards this, that would be great. So anyway, I've enjoyed this. I really enjoy doing these phone teleconferences, or whatever we want to call them, meditations. Last month, I had a friend of mine from Vietnam on the line, while at the same time, people from all over the United States. So it's a really cool way for us to communicate and get connected, just in a different way. And I'm going to continue to try to do these once a month with a different topic and meditation for each one. So, if no one has anything to say, we'll just call it over with. And I thank you again for participating. And happy holidays to everyone. Wish you all and your families lots of love. And y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.